It actually documents our history, our culture, the things that happened in the past and also for the future. And people think, well, how could art be a written language? Do comparisons. We're all human beings all over the world. You have the Egyptian hieroglyphics, and the word hieroglyphics from the Greek, hieros glypheros, sacred carvings. And they're only being deciphered now, still being deciphered, but they documented the Egyptian history all the way through. It's a written language in art. Similarity to that is South America, the Inca, the Aztec and the Mayan culture. Theirs is also an art form of hieroglyphics which documents a history which is still being translated. A little bit closer to us in Australia we have the South Pacific, for instance the Polynesian structure of the Maori especially, the carvings, the tattoos we call moku on the face and on the arms, on the body. They are also documenting their iwi or their clan groups, the whole structure, who they are and where they come from. So art is a written language, depending on the person who understands that art as a written language. Also, art documents our belonging to the land, the importance of the land, because in Aboriginal culture it's not just the land, it's what's on the land and in the land. We become as one with the land. So we understand the animals, the plants, the birds, the fish. We have to know the whole structure. We know how they breed, how they migrate, where they live, time to hunt. So everything is a part of that whole structure that we have to understand. And so art helps document that whole history.
Hi there. Currently I'm working on a painting of platypus. And I'm currently doing a bit of dot painting around the edge of it. You can see that I've got some dots already started around here with the circles, and the dots that are down the side here are representing the waterways that the platypus swim in. I've done the outline of the platypus, and I'll be doing some line painting on those platypus later, but I'm just working on the dots at the moment. Paint really needs to be not too thick and not too runny. Just needs to be at that right consistency so that it goes on nice and evenly. And if you're using a stick, if you've got a nice round end on the stick, your dots will come out nice and even as well. But you do need to make sure that you've got the paint at that really nice flowing consistency, so if it's too thick it's going to blob up, and if it's too thin the dots just tend to run away and they don't stay nice and round. Better if you do about 2 dots and then load some more paint on your stick. Another way that some Aboriginal artists do their dots is by using a squeeze bottle with a really fine nozzle on the end. And if you're using a squeeze bottle, you can just keep doing your dots. You don't have to stop and load up the paint. I prefer to use the stick because it just works better for me. I find it easier to use. It takes a little bit of practice to be able to get nice dots with the Normally a lot of my artwork is actually often in the earth tones, the reds, the browns and the yellows and the oranges. I really like working with earth tones. This particular one, I've actually gone for the blues. Partly I think because of the subject being the platypus, and platypus of course live in the water. And a lot of Aboriginal artists these days are going into more contemporary and bright colours, and it's really effective. The blues in this is really beautiful and will stand out beautifully once it's finished. I've probably put about, I'd say, 6 hours work in this one so far. It does take a lot of time, especially once you start working with the finer dots. I start out with the with fairly large dots, or what I would call large dots. And then in some areas where I'm trying to represent the water and the bubbles, I've gone into finer dots that you can see there, which obviously take a bit longer to do too.
Dangi, Dangi. Dangi tu ali, Dangi. Wah kaki tu Dangi. Temai kolen pu Dangi dia. Jualan zaman kayak nawi. Wapolo. Mai kolen pu wapolo. Nongo iako mako walk. Nongo. Ara ko jaga wapolo. Te apa lagi? Dua orang zaman ni kai urpan. Di mai kolempo urpan. Yo kolempo email. Vedere una passion po urpan. Yes.